are you sitting all the way over there?
Oh,
Oh, okay.
There we go. We're rolling. All right, who's ready to learn about the origin of eukaryotic cells today?
We all are.
Yeah, me too. All right. So many researchers agree that the first eukaryotes are about 2.1 billion years old. However, this isn't like agreed by all researchers. Some say that because there are forms of algae that arose 2.2 billion years ago, that those are eukaryotes. Like that's sort of being debated, and like some scientists even will go to argue that eukaryotes existed up to 2.7 billion years ago due to the discovery of molecules that can only be made from aerobic respiration that can only take place in eukaryotes. That's basically like being able to use oxygen to like an organism's advantage. But like apparently only eukaryotes are supposed to be able to do that, so sort of like being debated. Eukaryotes and prokaryotes obviously have to have some differences. Eukaryotes have nuclear envelope, they have endoplasmic reticulum, they have Golgi apparatuses, cytoskeleton, and they also have many other membrane-bound organelles. They, unlike this is like for the most part true that eukaryotes are also able to engulf other cells while prokaryotes cannot. We'll get into something more like that later, but eukaryotes are normally larger than prokaryotes too, typically. And prokaryotes have their DNA on just one chromosome, while eukaryotes have it on like more of a system of chromosomes. Eukaryotes are also usually multicellular organisms, while prokaryotes are unicellular. So this leads us to the question that how were eukaryotes formed then, because it's like known that prokaryotes came before eukaryotes. They were formed from a process called endosymbiosis, which is a condition of living within the body or cells of another organism. Like this led to the formation of mitochondria and plastids, which like sort of helped define a eukaryote. But the mitochondria and plastids were originally small prokaryotes. And this is basically what it is. Does anyone have any questions so far while you look at this diagram? Nobody? Okay. We do have some evidence of endosymbiosis. The inner membranes of both organelles have enzyme transport systems that are homologous to those found in plasma membranes of prokaryotes, which like sort of goes back to how I was saying that these plasma membranes were originally small prokaryotes that entered into these larger prokaryotes through endosymbiosis. So this would make sense in that way. And the process that these organelles replicate by is very similar to that of binary fission, which if you don't know, it's just like sort of splitting of cells to make more, which prokaryotes can do. And the size, nucleotide sequence, and sensitivity to antibiotics are nearly identical between prokaryotes and these specific organelles, which, as I mentioned earlier, would be some of these membrane type stuff. And there pretty much is no other legitimate explanation for this. Like endosymbiosis is like the only like in-depth theory that would actually make sense with how eukaryotes were formed. So it is pretty much widely believed in the scientific community. Genetic annealing was sort of like after endosymbiosis, how new eukaryotes that were made are able to replicate. Like they were able to sort of like put up a new genome, and this is like the production of new genome through the transfer of part of the genome of one organism to another organism. The two organisms would be the one that sort of like engulfed the other one through endosymbiosis, and the eukaryotes had to go through this process once it was produced after endosymbiosis, which that they had to sort of like merge their DNA together almost in a way, and like they had to create like a new genome to be passed on once the cell reproduced. Does anyone have any questions?